beneath the surface of our ordinary, busy days. We do not sit here to hand down lectures from above. We gather at the table to turn the edges of the mystery over together, looking for the truth in what we share. Let us see what the night reveals.
Every week, a real question arrives from our community. Someone shares a quiet doubt or a sudden wonder that we have all carried alone in the dark. Bring your perspective into the live exchange on YouTube and Facebook right now. Your comments and live questions drive the entire hour forward in real time.
Hello. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Dear Universe for August 17th. I'm Kevin the Medium. This lady beside me, other way, is Miss Angela from Awaken Your Soul's Journey. How you doing, hon?
I'm doing great.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah.
That was like over the top great.
Yeah, like Tony the Tiger. Great.
That's what I heard when you said it. I heard Tony going, I feel great. Should we ask why you're doing so great?
I don't know. I just had my grandkids here.
Yeah, that puts a smile on your face.
And I was with my other grandkids all weekend, so
You got your grandkid filled.
I did.
You did. We have our first comment is from John Doe, and he says, "Aloha,
Oh,
Angela
John
and
Doe.
Kevin. We know who John Doe is, but we're not gonna spoil it. We're not gonna tell you who he is, but we will say happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
To you. Hope you're having a great day, Mr. John Doe. You, Mr. I'm in hiding. Hello, Anita. As you're tuning in, please say hello. We like it when you guys say hello and let us know where you're tuning in from. Did I sound like I was way far away?
Yes, you I turned you up. Now I can turn you back down.
How about now? Is that a much better?
It's nice when you have your mic in front of you.
It's amazing when I have the mic here rather than way over there. I was having technical difficulties. I had to move things out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we going to talk about today, young lady?
We're going to talk about soul contracts.
Yeah. I'm just going to pull it up. Go ahead. You have the question. It's right on the screen.
Why do we go to... No.
Who do we go to ask what events and people are in our soul contract? How do we find out the events and people in our soul contract? Are we privy to this information? What a great question that opens up just a ton of avenues that you can go down with this question. First off, I'm going to ask you, what is a soul contract?
Well, the way I understand it is before we come to Earth, we sit down with our team, guides,
Yep.
angels,
Yep.
and we discuss what our visit to Earth is going to be like and what we are going to learn when we're here, what we want to accomplish, what we want to experience. And then we sometimes need other people to be a part of this journey. So Sometimes we want to experience things like have a particular, I'm going to say soulmate because that's going to get you all worked up. Soulmate, or maybe you want to experience, God forbid, grief or abuse, or maybe you want to experience being really abundant and what that's like. Maybe you want to experience hunger. I don't know. But anyway, we need other people to help us with this journey. So we make
Yes.
up a contract with them to carry it out.
Well put. So a soul contract is an agreement with a member, with another soul that we're going to meet up in this lifetime, and you're going to fulfill your part of the contract, and I, in turn, will fulfill my side of the contract. Does that contract is it always made between two souls in the same group or family?
I would think it would be, but
Yeah, I agree. When I asked the question, I was like checking with my guides, and they're like, there is rare occasions where it's not, but for discussion purposes, as a rule, it is mostly members of our soul family, people that we are in contact with on the other side. I'm just looking at the chat. Anita says hello. Nancy says happy birthday to John Doe. Sheila says hi again. And Anita said sometimes hitting. I don't know what that means. She's
sometimes.
hitting somebody. You better not be hitting anybody, Miss Anita. That's not nice. My daughter-in-law, one day, hopefully, Jake, get off your butt. From Lloydminster, she is in Calgary, but she's up looking after my grandchildren in Lloyd. April Trigg from, I believe, Medicine Hat. Is that correct? Yes, I think she's from Medicine Hat. Says, what's that?
I said, hi, April.
And Shelley says, have you ever asked yourself what was I thinking when I made that soul contract?
Yes.
All the time. The other part of the question was, who do we go to ask what events or people are in our soul contract? There's really, you can go to a medium and ask a medium how many soul contracts you have, and because you don't just have one. Just remember, this isn't a one and done. But I don't believe that a medium can tell you, yeah, the guy four doors down on the right is part of your soul family and you had a contract with him. So you got to go knock on his door and tell him. How weird would that be? So no, I don't think we're privy to the information until what happens, Angela?
Well, I think we're on a need to know basis.
Yes.
So it happens it's really common. And I think I've learned over time, like people who are in my soul family or people I may be under contract with, you kind of get this feeling, and especially with people who are in your soul family, it's almost like you have the same energetic frequency, or you connect
Yes.
in some way that way. So you just know it's kind of cool.
It is. And it's confusing at times as well, because a lot of times we'll meet somebody and we get that instantaneous, holy crap, like, why am I attracted to this person? And a lot of humans will mistake that for a romantic attraction rather than a soul attraction. Because remember, that's a soul contract. So your souls are connecting and they're going, hey, how are you? Finally, we meet. They're excited.
What are they
As a
doing?
human brain, we have that filter. We don't know shit. Why? Because we don't need to know. Now, after you meet somebody from your soul family and you're in the midst of fulfilling a soul contract, can you and do you get that information? 1,000,000%. Especially when we start asking our guides questions like, why? What am I doing this for? Like, this is painful. Like, this isn't just painful, but it's ridiculously painful. Why am I doing this? They will be honest. Well, because that's part of your soul contract. Have fun. See ya. And you'll be like, huh? What? Because you got to remember, as Angela said in the preamble there, not all soul contracts are about fun stuff. Sometimes they could be nasty, not good, painful,
Oh,
even.
it's interesting because the way I understand it, and it is kind of hard to understand why you would want to come down and do some of the stuff that, but your soul just wants an experience and they actually don't judge it as bad or good.
Yes.
It's like a human thing for us to judge that. And that's kind of hard. I mean, when you go through something like losing your spouse and somebody says to you, this is something that, you you
It's
chose,
just
you
you signed up for this.
yeah, like, wow, that's pretty harsh. Or somebody's been abused, or there's terrible things that have happened in the world, lots of trauma. And it's like, I don't know if that's always part of the contract, but I do know a fellow by the name of Rod Schwartz who has done a ton of research on this. And yes, sometimes it is part of the contract. It's part of your growth or learning. And so that's why when you go something through like what I went through, you come out with gifts from that.
You come up with what?
Gifts
Yes.
like
Yes. Yes.
um, knowledge or things you wouldn't have gained otherwise, I guess.
And that's an easy way, I think, of knowing 100% is this a soul contract? Like, is what I'm going through something that I agreed to? When you've gone through it and you're on the other side of it and you go, oh, I learned a lot from that. Well, I can almost guarantee you if that is the case, then you 100% agreed to do it. Not always the most popular thing to say. Can you imagine somebody who went through losing their husband and they come out on the other side and said, wow, I've gained gifts. That's what Angela just said. What I went through and I gained gifts. I'm one of the gifts, just so you know.
Would I recommend? Well, this is going to come out bad now that you just said that. But anyways, would I recommend that journey of growth? No. Like,
No,
oh,
but
that's
that's using your human brain. You wouldn't recommend.
no,
Um,
I would not.
I'm sure if we could touch into your soul, that your soul would go, yep, that's exactly how it was supposed to go.
Mhm.
Or, well, well, maybe it wasn't supposed to go exactly like that, but I sure did learn a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
Hey,
getting some good,
Dwayne,
we're getting
Dwayne.
some, sorry, go ahead.
Not the chat.
I know, I saw your eyes light up.
Dwayne.
Do you know who is Dwayne Pennell?
Dwayne was actually one of Blaine's best friends.
Oh,
And
wow.
he lived in Valmarie, and I got to know him when we were early on in our marriage. And And when but he's been gone for a long time, so I don't get to see him or hear from him very often. So
Well, he's in Rathdrum, Idaho.
yeah,
Very
not good.
cool.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Dwayne. I'm Kevin. I keep pointing the wrong way. Her other half. There
Mhm.
she is, over there somewhere. I can never point on these cameras. It's never going to work. We're getting some really cool
Comments.
comments. If we
Mhm.
go up to this one from Anita, yes to energetic frequency. Then you keep looking and staring, trying to figure it out. Awkward. Yes. How many times have we done that where it's been like, what the fuck? I know you. How do I know you? Like, come on. We didn't just meet. I know you from somewhere. How many people have ever done that? And they're like, people are looking at you like, we've never met before. You're weird. No, I really have. We've met. I know we have.
Yeah,
Um,
and I've found, like, if there's people on, say, a summit or a podcast, and you listen to them, and as you're listening to them, you're like, wow, like, I want to work with this person, or I want to meet this person, or I want to talk to this person. And you just feel like there's a reason why they're here. Like, I really believe that a lot of the people that I got to work with when I was going through my grief were definitely in my soul contract to help me
yes.
through that journey.
I honestly believe a lot of my clients that come to me as a medium for my mediumship that's part of their soul contract. We agreed to meet at this specific time and day and to be able to help each other. I love this question. This is a gooder from Miss Alexis Snyder. Could my hurt simply be part of someone else's soul contract? Like I could be a vehicle for them. 100%. And that's those ones where you come through on the other side and you're still like, what the fudge? What just happened to me? That doesn't even make sense. So yes, or the soul contract didn't register with you, the human, properly in a lot of cases.
I think we're a mirror for each other.
Oh, yes.
So there's triggers that happen. Why am I freezing?
You're good.
Okay. I think, and we got a question a little bit more when that happens, because often that person that's in your life and triggering you for whatever reason is there to help you learn. And actually, I think that sometimes once you, depending on the contract, but once you learn or gain that insight through that connection, then that connection goes away.
Yes. And that's confusing to a lot of us where we're like, well, we had such a cool connection. What
Mhm.
happened? That's the human brain not communicating with the soul on a soul level. And we become that, well, I don't like that. That's not cool. I want
Mhm.
that connection back because that connection felt warm and fuzzy. Not that it was serving you any more purpose, but it felt warm and fuzzy. This is another great one. You guys are kicking ass tonight, guys. Keep the comments coming. I feel one soul contract leads to another, almost like pieces of puzzle that we get for skills, resilience, etc.
Yes.
Anita, you nailed it. Quite often, one soul contract will lead to another, and you're right. You have to put the complete puzzle together. And unfortunately, sometimes some of those souls that you made a contract with took a different path that they thought they would when they first came. So you're missing that puzzle piece, and you'll never find that puzzle piece. So you can never fully fulfill all the contract. That happens. It's not a bad thing. It just means, yeah, when you go home, you look back and you go, well, Lucindra, I'm trying to come up with a name that nobody uses. She didn't go on the right path, and she left Angela and I high and dry. No, we don't judge when we're on the other side. That's never going to happen.
And I would like to think that, you know, the angels would be stepping in certain places like that and helping
Yeah.
that situation along, that you wouldn't be left high and dry, that there would be, I want to think that it's an evergreen process, that even though these contracts were set up before we came to Earth, that subconsciously our higher selves are renegotiating where we need to.
I almost spit water on my nose. I only do that because Angela's constantly wanting to renegotiate with her guides.
Renegotiate.
Negotiations, come on, get in here. I'm going on strike. There was a moment today where she wanted to renegotiate. That's hilarious. You know, it's interesting you say that, because do we at times, because there's no guarantees before we get here where we're going to be, where we're there's so many, because we have that free will that we have here on Earth, we could end up on any path. We've talked about it. There's a million different paths we could take during our lives, and we will sometimes this is your fault, Angela, that people are asking, when will I meet my soulmate? We're going to get to there. We're going to get there, Kathleen. Trust me. It's my trigger point, folks. It's my trigger point. You'll understand in a minute. Where was it? All right, a million different paths that we could go on. So a lot of times, will you fulfill all your soul contracts you have? I don't think so. I don't think that's a necessity before we return home. I think we can fulfill the ones that are on the path we're on, and then if we jump to another path, we've set up other soul contracts on that path, and then we might jump back to this path so we can feel more on this path, and then so on, and you're jumping all over, because that's what we do, folks. I mean, we change our paths like we literally walk outside. You have a choice. You can go left or right. Sometimes I go left. Sometimes I go right. That's going to change. You were supposed to meet somebody when you went right and you went left. That's a change in your life's path. So I don't believe you have to fulfill every single soul contract.
You know, I think that there's ones that are non-negotiable. And then there's ones that are
100%.
nice.
100%. There's some where it's like, we're going to meet in this lifetime. Guaranteed 100%. Doesn't matter what path we're on. Each and every single path leads to us meeting at some point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have that unbreakable soul contract. I believe that for sure. It's funny because I'm reading some of them not making sense. I want to go down this path now. Miss Kathleen Seafelt, my son-in-law's mother. So that makes her my mother-in-law? No. Mother-in-law through marriage, we'll call it. I have no idea. No idea. Is part of the family. Kathleen asks, when will I meet my soulmate? Oh my God. If we believe in soulmates, this is what we do.
And we do.
If big question mark, big IF, and it's in capital letters as big as a building, and you only have one, because you can't have a million soulmates, you can only have one. What are the chances you're going to meet that one soulmate when there's 8 billion people on Earth? 1 in 8 billion. Now, do you have what I just talked about where you got a contract with another soul that you will meet up in this lifetime? Yes. That's not a soulmate. That's a contract. That's a soul contract. That's not a soulmate. She disagrees, folks. Go figure. Go ahead, young lady. Give your version of that side of the discussion.
I believe that there are soulmates, and I believe that Blaine was a soulmate, and I have my reasons to think that, to believe that.
Yep.
And I also think that there are something called twin flames. There are all different kinds of relationships, romantic, not romantic, friendships, whatever. But to me, a soulmate is a non-negotiable. That's a person you're going to meet, and the universe is going to line that up. It's going to happen. Now, do we all meet our soulmates? I don't know.
But then you would have to, though, if what you're
No, but
saying is
I don't know if
true.
everybody negotiates that. I don't know if we all do that.
Oh, so you could have a soulmate that you're saying you could have a soulmate that's on a that might not be a non-negotiable contract.
Or maybe you didn't plan to meet a soulmate in this lifetime. Maybe that's
Thank
not.
you. Sometimes you weren't meant to.
But I do think that soulmates, and I feel pretty strongly about this, are ones that so maybe in another lifetime, they were your son, they were your father, these are people that are close in your soul family. Like they're very close to you. So you do a lot of work with them over many lifetimes. That's just I
don't disagree. I have so many of my clients. Where's my soulmate? Why haven't I met my soulmate? I need my soulmate. Well,
I will give you some advice on that, though.
Yes.
If you would like to meet your soulmate, or if you would like to meet maybe we don't call it soulmate, your partner, your perfect relationship, the best thing to do is to learn to be with yourself and love being yourself. Practice being in that space where you absolutely adore and love just being with you. Like you are a really cool person to hang out with, and you can be all the things that you need for yourself. When you get into that frequency and you learn to love yourself in that way, that you don't really care one way or the other if you do meet anybody. I mean, I was in a space where I felt like it would be nice to have a companion, because you go out for dinner, you go travel together, you do all kinds of things that, it's fun to do it with somebody else. However, before I met Kevin, I remember vividly a day where I was in Chemainus all by myself, just the way it worked out. And I hung out in that town for a day, and I I went in and out of stores. I walked a labyrinth. I was just like, this is so cool. Like, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to answer to anybody. I can choose to do this, stay in this store for 10 minutes, eat all the candy I want, whatever. And I had gotten to the space where I loved being me. I loved being on my own. I loved my own company.
You're missing the words. You're missing the words. I loved myself.
I loved myself. Yes.
And that's so big that when you get to that point in life where you can just go, I'm okay. I'm enough.
No matter what, I'm okay.
I'm enough. I don't need somebody to fulfill me. I get this all the time. Well, I feel like unfulfilled. Well, somebody else shouldn't have to fulfill you. Angela doesn't fulfill me. I don't fulfill her. I hope not, because gosh dang. Whew, what a mess she would be if I was her fulfillment. We are in a spot in our life, and I think it has a lot to do with our ages as well, where we're just happy with ourselves. And so when we get together, now it's just pure bliss. And
it's an enhancement.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually discussing that with with my practitioner that I went to today. I go for Touch for Health. If you guys ever get the chance, my goodness, go for a Touch of Health healing. It is just beyond. Anyway, and we were talking about that and how if you're not happy, nobody can make you happy. If you're happy, somebody can make you happier, but somebody can't take you from being sad to being happy. It's an impossibility. Just because their presence, that doesn't happen. Oh, she's gone. We lost her, folks.
I'm looking up because I have this cool saying, this cool quote.
Yes, you do.
It says, your life is enhanced when somebody is in it,
yes,
and not diminished when somebody isn't.
Yes. Whew.
That's profound stuff right there.
Exactly.
And if you are looking for a partner because you need something, like you need financial stability or you need, I don't know, then you're in that sense of lack, right? If you're talking about manifesting and you're lacking something, then you're just going to bring more of that lack. So it's like, fill your own cup. And then when you're happy, that's when all this happens.
Exactly. We had a question up here that I want to jump into. There's some really, really good questions. This one here from Nancy. Don't we choose our family before we go to Earth? So do we actually get to choose who our soul goes to?
I'd like to think so.
I think we have a say in it. I'm learning so much about this whole process before we come to Earth, that it's literally changing my whole belief system to a certain degree. But we definitely have a say. I don't think we get the final say, though. I think this is I want to say a group decision, but we have a council of, we'll call them elders for lack of a better word, that we work with in the astral realm. And when we're there, we can say, well, I think this family here will suit me very well because this is my plan. And they might agree with you, or they could go, well, you know what? Why don't you did that last time and it wasn't very good for you. So why don't we try this time? And it's not like they overrule you. I think it's a discussion amongst you, and you then come to an agreement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's different. We can't comprehend what happens over there when we try to use this thing,
No.
which is our human brain, because
No.
we don't have the human brain. So when we're there, we're dealing in absolute love. And so there is no judgment. There is no ego. There is no being pissed off because you didn't get your way. I wanted to be with a rich family. Yet you sent me here, and gosh dang it, I was brought up in East Vancouver to a poorer family. What the hell is going on with you? And I think instead of that, I think we more or less have that discussion over there to see which would be best for us, if that makes sense. So kind of you do, but not always. Oh, I was like, what is host doing? You type that. You type that in. Oh, Angela, can you write that saying in your comments? Yes, 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 yes.
There's a good question back here.
Yes, bring it up. Do you know how?
Yep. How could a person learn to do this and also live with the hole left by a past spouse? Even without the thought of looking for a future partner, just you by yourself. Well, it's going to be a long-winded question, but it's a step-by-step thing. And it's all about self-love, not in the way that, we call about self-care, like make sure you have a bath, da, 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 da. That's all good stuff. Making sure you eat right, go to bed, do all that stuff. But it's like really sitting with your own intuition in your own quiet place and determining what you need. So what do I need in this moment? A cup of tea, whatever. And you practice fulfilling that need that's coming up. And there's a whole lot more to this. Like I can't answer that question all in one, but
that's the $1 million question.
It is, but it's a process. I will tell you, it is a process, and it is absolutely doable. And some of it is about listening to the emotions that are coming up and gathering the messages that are underneath of those, and using that to help you move forward. And if you want to talk more about that, we can talk about that, but it seems really complex, but I need to know your particular place, and I need to help walk you through that kind of. It can't be just, it's different for everybody, how you feel.
Yeah, it's definitely not a cookie cutter answer. It's not, if you follow steps A, B, and C, D, you will be perfect. Yeah,
unfortunately, because that's when I went to my grief coach. That's what I wanted. Just tell me what to do so that I can feel better, so that I can move. And it's like, no, I can't tell you that, but I can help walk you through the process and get you to that place.
Exactly.
That's the key. Yeah.
There was something else in here. Anita, you're saying, I think it goes along with lessons and contracts, life lessons and contracts. What goes along with that? Can you elaborate on that? Where did I see it? I saw a really good one. There it is. It's back to actually the question, the topic tonight. So if you don't follow through with your soul contract, how far off on your planned path does it take you? Well, that's the thing, Shelley. is we don't just have one path that we're supposed to be on. It's not like we have this one path that's wider than the rest, and we kind of wiggle and waggle through that path and bounce off the edges. Then we fall off, and then we get a tow truck to bring us back on. We literally have a million paths that we can choose. That's why I'm constantly saying to people, there is like a no wrong decision when you're choosing a direction to go in, because every direction is planned. Now, do some directions make your life a little harder or a lot harder? Yeah, but it's not wrong. That's just the path you've decided to go down. I talked to a good buddy of mine who's recovering AA, and I tell him quite often that he chose to walk down that path of being an alcoholic, and it made him who he is today, because if he hadn't walked down that path, he couldn't be doing what he does today. And it was important that he ended up doing what he does, which is now he's now a sober coach. He couldn't do it. You can't be a sober coach if you've never been where these people are. It's an impossibility, I think. Does that make sense, Shelley? I hope so. You had something there, Miss Angela.
Well, I'm talking to Alexis now because I feel
we lost her.
Well, I feel like I didn't answer that, and I feel like I can't. But I just want to make sure that I acknowledge her in the space that she's in, because I know, or I mean, I don't know exactly how you feel, but I have a pretty good idea from what I went through. And I feel like that's the first thing, is really acknowledging how you feel, because you do feel that, through suggestions and things at you until you've been acknowledged in the space that you're in. And I think that's really important. So that's why I was writing.
Well, it's funny because it's exactly what I was saying to Shelley, is you couldn't be doing what you're doing if you hadn't gone down the path you did. If you hadn't lost Blaine, you would never be able to be helping so many souls heal from the process of grief. You wouldn't be able to do it. But because you went through what you went through, you chose that path. As hard as it was, you're able to now look back and go, not only I have Kevin, that's my biggest gift, but I also am able to help a whole bunch of souls go through this process. Folks, she's not listening anymore, because if she would have went, "You're my gift." That's what she would have done normally. So she is distracted, folks. Now you're taping as Kevin the Medium. That's kind of cool.
Oh, how did I do that?
I'm not really sure.
I just wanted to reply to her. So
you're good. You're good. She understands what you're saying. She totally understands. Can we have you back now?
I'm back. I just feel for her. I know
you do. And it's again that you chose that path. Was that a soul contract? Maybe. Was it?
And in the end, does it matter? Because really, it's like we had to go through it, right? So we're here regardless. And
it's one of those, if they would have chosen a different path, then Angela and I would never have met. And we would never have been able to do what we're doing. True. But we would both still be on our paths of doing whatever it is we do. We just wouldn't be doing it together. So back to the original question. What are soul contracts? I think we answered that. Are we privy to know prior to, like can someone tell us who we have soul contracts with? No, we can definitely say, yes, that was a soul contract. In some cases, not 100% all the time, because again, as Angela said, it's a need to know basis. And if it's going to serve your higher and greater good, they'll probably let you know. Sometimes I get the question, well, there's so much questions around his passing. Can you answer why he passed or what happened? And the answer is, on a regular basis, how is that going to change anything? That's you don't need to know answer.
Well, and also, I think what people are looking for there is, well, what we call closure. They just
Yeah.
want to know, because the mind keeps asking the question, and it cycles around and around and around and around, and it's hard to put a cog in it.
Yes.
So they believe that if they knew that, it would stop the cycling. But unfortunately, the mind is pretty persistent, and if it wasn't cycling about that, it would be cycling about something else.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. And also, I mean, you've been in situations with the universe or your guides where you're like, well, just tell me. Like, I just want to know, like, why can't you just spell it out? Like, make it simple freaking language that we all can understand, because then life would be way easier. And what do your guides do usually?
Well,
They kind of laugh.
the whole point is that it's, if you knew all the answers to the test, then why do you need to take the test? You don't. It's
Yes.
it's about the journey, not the destination, I guess. And so you
100%. 100%. There was more to this question.
Yeah, I'm looking.
This was the question. This somebody sent this question in. Who do we go to ask what events? That's what I wanted to touch on. Nobody. And that sounds really dumb. It sounds like a cop-out answer. My blind just moved on its own. It literally went all the way up. I hasn't done that in a long time.
You got spooks in your room.
I got spooks in my room again. Squirrel. Nobody can give you that answer because, as we discussed, it's not an answer that you're entitled to get. But also, even like if you want to know, did I have a soul contract with this person? Is that why we went through that? You don't need to come to a medium or a psychic or an energy healer to find that out. You can ask yourself. And when I say that, ask your soul. How do you connect with your soul? The same way you connect with your spirit guides. How do you connect with spirit guides? Well, it's not hard, folks. It really isn't. Just flip the switch and
take Kevin's channeling course.
I have finally set a channeling 101 course again, which I've been neglecting to do, but it's going to be September the 10th. My channeling course. It's a Thursday evening. We're going to keep it small again. So if you want to get in, head over to my Facebook page. You'll see the link there. Or not my my Facebook page. You can see my link on the Facebook page. It's a great place to go. It's just a 2-hour evening course, really easy. Because we have to learn for ourselves. April, that's a great comment because we really do. That's what we're here for, is to learn. You have anything else there, Miss Angela?
There was another part of this question and it goes along with our purpose here. So
Yes.
how do we know if we've fulfilled our life's purpose or our mission? Like, how do we know that we're actually on the right track or we're doing what we're supposed to be doing?
We, again, can check in with our guides on a regular basis and literally ask them, am I on the right path? Am I going down the right path? Is this the best path that's serving my highest and greatest good? They will tell you. And quite often with my clients, I'll be like, wow, your guides are so happy. Like you're on the path that you're supposed to be on. Now, let me finish. I'll finish. Yeah. You are on the path you're supposed to be on August 17th at 7:51 p.m. This is your perfect path for this exact moment. Now, if you had changed something 12 days ago, maybe this wouldn't be the perfect path. But for this moment, for this exact time, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I can almost say that to everybody because you're on your perfect path. You are on the path you're supposed to be on. Is it your easiest path? Well, maybe not.
I think too, you know that you're on the right track when you're having fun, when you enjoy it, when it's something that you love. Because I think the whole point of being on this earth school, other than learning, is to enjoy it,
Yes.
to chase your joy. That's really what we're here for, is to just chase our joy. And if you're enjoying what you're doing, then you're likely on the right track. If you're not, then you may be in a transition phase, like in between, gathering information that you need to step onto your new path. But
Oh, I
generally,
love that.
you know when you're on the path.
Yes. I love this comment by Alexis. Our spirit guides can give us guidance without giving us the answers. Oh my God, Alexis, on a regular freaking basis. They will give us guidance, and then you look up and you're like, but that's not the question I asked. And they're like, well, that's the guidance we're giving you in accordance with the question you asked. So you might ask, is this the right job? Is the job I'm applying for the right job for me? And their answer might be, it'd be beneficial for you to take a typing course. Well, that didn't answer my question, but it did give me guidance along the same path. And my guides were like, "That's a horrible analogy, Kevin. I think you get the point, though." So yes, will your spirit guides give you guidance without giving us answers? They do it on a daily basis, because sometimes, like Angela said earlier, we're not entitled to the answers of the test until we go home and this lifetime test is over. Notice I said this lifetime test is over because I don't think we ever stop learning. Until this lifetime test is over, then I'm sorry, when this lifetime test is over and we go home, we will get that universal knowledge and we'll get all the answers. And then we'll look back and we'll do a life review with our peeps over there. And
On to the next.
well, and it's not I was checking with my guides on how to word this. It's when we do a review, it's not a judgment. at all. We're not judged on this life. We're not. It's not like we get a passing grade or a failing grade, because that's not how this journey goes. It's what did we learn compared to what we had set out to learn. We all
And what
learning
did we
something.
experience? What did we want to experience, and did we get to experience that? And what do we want to
Yes.
experience next?
Perfect. That's better wording than me. What did we experience compared to what we wanted to experience? What experiences did we have? Angela is quite a big proponent of, we are here to experience. Well, experience what? Experience. Well, but we've got to experience something. We experience life. We're just here for the experiences of life. Holy, I got goosebumps on that one.
And I think, the whole path, they're giving us breadcrumbs. We call them breadcrumbs all the time because it's like, you're just following the breadcrumbs.
We want the loaf of bread.
Yeah, they give you a little bit of information. You go, ooh, you take that, you move with it, and then you're waiting, right? It's like, how am I going to be shown that I'm on the right path and that I'm going in the right direction, or which direction I should go next? It's a little breadcrumb. It's a small little piece of information. It's never the big picture.
Somebody, it's a birthday boy, was asking, have you used the pendulum to ask your guides, ask for guidance with your guides? I happen to have behind me, I don't know if he's asking because he saw that, but I have my board and I have my pendulum. I don't use it as much as I used to, but I definitely do. When I'm struggling with this, my brain, I'll resort to using it because it does help. Another one that helps is the energy flow. And I've taught people this one quite often, is when you're in that flow, your arms just move so naturally. When it's out, you can feel it. It's an easy way to tell if you're in the flow or not in the flow. Go for it.
This is what helps.
Yes. What was that? A lot of people won't know what that is. What did you just hold up?
My cards help.
Yes.
Yes. But sometimes, the pendulum, I've used the pendulum too. And the pendulum is a very yes, no thing, right? Like it's like, yes, no, yes, no. And
mine's got yes, no, and rephrase and maybe.
Okay. And to me, you have to be a little bit careful about the questions you ask. Well, I guess you always have to be careful about the questions you ask, even with the cards, because
you might not want the answer.
Well, yeah. Well, and also, I think sometimes with the pendulum, we can interfere a little bit. Like,
yes,
you have to really you have to sit back, and if you really want the answer to be something, I think it's hard not to skew that.
It's true. It's true. You can
a little bit easier to be more.
I think with anything, we can make anything lean towards how we want it to. When we're trying to answer our own questions, that's why even after multiple thousands of readings, I still go to a practitioner for healing.
Mm.
I'd be a crazy man not to. If you're ever going to a any spiritual practitioner who isn't constantly trying to improve themselves, second guess who you're going to, because we're all should be always healing in some way.
And I believe
it's called growing.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I believe every coach should have a coach.
Yes, 100%.
Mhm.
100%. And sometimes it's hard to find yours. I found mine by accident. I found mine trying to heal my ankle. And it's turned into something way cooler. So, and that's what I was talking about, folks, when I was talking about Touch for Health. Look it up. It's very, very cool. Well, that brings us to the full hour. That was a fast freaking hour. Oh, I love Anita's comment. When you talk about her bread, they leave breadcrumbs.
Yeah, the bird comes and then you're lost.
It's not an untrue statement. Damn
I can
birds.
laugh now, but when they've eaten the breadcrumbs, it's not very funny.
That's hilarious. Too funny. Folks, this is exactly what Angela and I had in mind when we came up with my guy goes, yeah, you guys came up with it all right. when the guides gave us this idea of Dear Universe, was exactly what happened tonight. Was that interactive back and forth. We had over close to 20 people in our audience tonight, and a lot of you were actually participating and asking questions, and that's what this is about. So if you have a topic you want us to discuss, send it to us. It doesn't have to be like a deep, dark, mystical question. It could be something simple. You never know what's going to trigger us. Till then,
Trigger us.
I'm going for ice cream. Speaking of triggers, when we get down here, we're going for ice cream. We're going to the co-op for ice cream. Till next week, folks, next Monday, same time, we will be here doing the same thing with a different topic. If you would love a reading with both of us, that is called the Healing Heart Session. Please go to healingenergy.world. Did I get that right?
Yep, healingenergy.world, and the session is Healing Hearts.
Yes. If you want just a mediumship session with a moi, you can find me at kevinthemedium.ca or on all my socials, the same Kevin the Medium. If you want some cool ass healing that can be done remotely, again, healingenergy.world. You can check in with Angela. She has some cool specials on. I think you're still offering your 3-pack special, are you not?
Yeah.
Check it out, folks. Say that again.
3 for 150. I encourage people to do the 3 because one, it can help, but if you want transformation, at least 3. Yeah.
As I was always told, it took me 61 years to get to this mess. You ain't gonna fix it in 1 hour. And it's the truth. So don't think one session, if you go to someone and you really enjoyed it, but they didn't fix you. Well, they didn't do anything. I'm still messed up. Well, it took you 50 plus years to get messed up. Go back.
Well, and also, I think there's something to be said about when you have that session, check with yourself and see how you feel when that session's over. And if you feel better, then yes, book another one because it's only going to get better.
Yes.
And there's I hate it when they do this. So
folks, she's talking to her guides. I can always tell when she talks to her guides.
I rack my brain. Okay. The other thing is that I have a 30-minute free consultation. So if you ever just want to see what it would be like to work with me, but you don't want to commit money-wise, there's always that.
Folks, you've been given all the opportunities. We can lead you to water. We can't force you to drink. September 10th is my channeling workshop. I grabbed my phone because I totally forget how much I'm charging for it. I want to say it's $50. It's a 2-hour session. We're going to keep it to under 20 people. And that way everybody gets more of a one-on-one at some point during that 2 hours. I basically teach people to do what I do. Is how do I connect with my guides, and how do I connect with your guides? Your guide connecting with somebody else's guides is a little bit more advanced, but connecting with your guides and also connecting with your soul, which we talked about tonight. So that's September 10th at 7 p.m. It's a Thursday night. Hope you can all join us or join me. That's a me thing. That's not an us thing. Till next Monday. Anything else, my love?
Nope.
See y'all.